Dear chess friends, welcome to our studio in Batumi. This is the FIDE Women's World Cup, and today a very exciting tiebreak is ahead of us. My name is Elmira Skripchenko, I will be your host, and I will be joined today by Grandmaster Valerian Gaprindashvili. Welcome, Valerian.
Hello, hello.
Welcome everyone, and under the sun of Batumi, we have a dramatic scenario of this World Cup, Valery, as all eyes are set on the clash between compatriots, friends, teammates, Deshmukh and Dronavalli, two Indian players who are facing each other in this duel, but only one player will make it to the semifinals, and all eyes are set, I think, on these two players. Probably two of the most recognizable players in Indian chess, you know.
Different generation.
Different generation. This is also the clash of generations. So 19 years old Divya is facing a very experienced
38.
Harika. No, Harika is 35.
35?
Yes, 38 is
Humpy.
Humpy.
We are saying the twice
It was Nana.
younger.
It was Nana.
Nana, yeah.
Nana, yes, and Humpy. But who will join Humpy Conero in the semifinals? Only time will tell. So let's have a look at the pairings first of all and at the results of the yesterday round. So here we are. The first semifinals is set. Lei Ting-ji is going to play Humpy Conero, and Tan Zhongyi is waiting for her opponent, and this is going to be decided in this tiebreak between Deshmukh and Dronavalli. So we have two Indian players and two Chinese players for the first time, I think, in the history of the World Cup. This is going to be decided between the players representing Asia, and this came as no surprise because the Chinese players have been dominating the women's chess scene for so many years already, and the Indian team won the Women's Chess Olympiad. All these players are very accomplished, and by the way, Deshmukh is walking in the steps of Dronavalli and Humpy Conero, yes, because all of these players were world junior champions, you know, at their time. So time will tell. Let's remind, as always, yes, let's have a look at the format of these tiebreaks. And here we are. First, the players are going to face each other in two rapid games with 15 minutes and 10 seconds increment. So if the match is still tied, then they will play another portion of two rapid games, but with the time control, which is slightly different, 10 minutes plus 10 seconds increment. If the match is still drawn after these two rapid games, then the Blitz will decide the winner. Two Blitz games with 5 minutes and 3 seconds increment. And if the match is still tied at that point, this is something we haven't seen yet, Valery, then the match is going to be decided in the sudden death Blitz game. So every game played is going to be decisive at that point. And as the players are getting ready, let's have a quick look at how did they get here. Valery, do you remember all the results?
Not all.
Okay, so let's have a look. For the moment, I think we will show when the players will
appear.
Yes,
yeah,
will sit at their
So
tables.
you mean only those players or all the players that we have in the semi-final?
No, only those players, of course. By the way, Harika is a very experienced player. She has been in this situation already several times. She reached semi-finals. So,
do you remember Divya started from the first round or second?
No, second round. Second. Yes, second round.
Yeah.
Divya is.
So we have nobody here from the
exactly.
first round.
So you know we were talking about how this system is very unpredictable, so anything can happen. And Katerina Lagno even compared this to a lottery. But here we are. We have already three players who have qualified, three of the strongest players in the world, so Lei Ting-ji, Tan Zhongyi, and Humpy Conero. And the fate is in the player's hand for this match.
Yeah.
Yes, so the fourth player is going to be decided now. But then let's have a look at the prizes,
Yeah, let's go.
because the tournament is about to cross the Rubicon, because there will be no going back after today. All four players are going to stay in Batumi till the very end. So the fourth place finisher will get $20,000. The third place finisher will get $25,000. The silver medalist will win $35, and the winner will
$35?
$35,000. Yes.
Too few.
And the winner will leave Batumi with $50,000, the crown, and of course the top three finishers will make it to the candidates. Yes, so how about the strategy for this match, Valery? Maybe we can have a look at the playing hall. We're getting closer to the starting time. Let's have a view of the scene. Are the players going to... Yes, okay, Divya is actually the first one to arrive.
Actually, she arrived early yesterday also, if you remember. So
yes.
she loves to arrive there.
She wants
early.
to be on this scene a few minutes early, of course, just to calm down. I think I had a look at their results, by the way. So, of course, we had their lifetime score in classical games, and Harika was leading by +2 margin. But I had a look at their scores, lifetime scores in Rapid and Blitz. And if in Rapid the score is tight, they haven't played that many games, or maybe there were also a few tournaments which were not official, which were played in India. But the score is tied 1-1. But then there is a huge difference in their Blitz games, where Harika is leading 4-0 from what I have in my database. So I actually didn't expect this at all.
Yeah.
You know, Divya played her tie breaks against Ju Jinner so well, showed enormous maturity. So she's constantly progressing, because all those games were mostly played last year and the years before. There is a women's tournament, a very strong women's tournament organized in India, Tata Steel Rapid and Blitz, where the Indian players, they face the best players in the world. So it's a very interesting matchup. And of course, I wanted to welcome once again our audience. Thank you so much for watching, for following this World Cup, for supporting the players. So today, our poll is probably one of the easiest ones. So who do you support, Divya Deshmukh or Harika Dronavalli? I can hear Indian fans chanting, yes, supporting their players.
Yep.
Yes, and yesterday, of course, it was such a special day. Valery, yes, it was the International Chess Day. Yes, and it was celebrated everywhere in the world, and we had images from all the corners of our chess kingdom. So let's have a look how it was celebrated in Batumi. Valery, chess is everywhere. You know, as a chess player, normally I'm always looking for chess motifs, like even on the floors when you always have these tiles which are black and white,
Actually, in
playing
this
chess
video,
everywhere.
I was missing our big cake for that day.
Yes, of course. We had a very beautiful ceremony in the beginning of yesterday's round. But let's have a look at the playing hall. Charlize is live for us as usual. Charlize.
I am live in the playing hall for one last time, and that is for a very exciting game matchup between Divya and Harika, who are in the tie breaks to make it through to the semi-finals. Divya is smiling at me because I'm whispering some chess ASMR, but they are fighting to stay in the competition, starting with the rapid games. This huge hall feels a little bit strange with just one board, and literally everyone is quiet right now. I'm the only one talking, as you can see and hear. Harika is kind of walking up and down. I think this is a stressful game for both of them. Of course, we knew they drew. All eyes are on them, and although it's only one table, we could be here for a few hours, so it's not the case of this is going to be an early day for all of us here. But in any case, see, the players are stressed but focused, ready for an exciting day of chess. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Charlize. And this match is going to keep us to the edge of our seats. Valerie, what is the strategy, for this match? How, like, if you put yourself in the head of Divya or Harika is playing with the black pieces.
Somehow to beat the opponent. Does not matter how.
So it's better lucky, yes, than good?
Actually, it is very difficult to say, Almira. We all know that every tiny detail could be decisive. So let's see. Now everything depends on them.
Of course, and with this time control,
we know that,
yes, with this time control, Harika said it. It's a crazy time control. First, they are playing 2 classical games, and then in one day, they have to adjust themselves to a different pace from 15 minutes to 10 minutes, then to 5 minutes, and if necessary, to 3 minutes.
And if necessary, till tomorrow morning.
Yes, of course, but this is a testament to their skill. They are capable of forgetting about everything and give it all today, because they place in semifinals of this World Cup is at stake. They are ready, and I think that the game is about to start. And we will show you, of course, quickly how the players got here when we will have the image focused solely on our Amazons.
Yeah.
Great fighters, both of them, but who will prevail in this clash of generation, Divya Deshmukh or Harika Dronavalli? Please.
And they are fully focused now.
Of course,
Look at the Harika.
So as we can see, Divya has her banana. It's very important. Yes, like to keep your sugar level.
And only half of banana left, by the way.
So we see the handshake.
And they started.
We can see that e4, e5 was played. Knight f3, knight c6,
Italy.
bishop c4, the gioco piano. c3, knight f6, and d4. Okay, so we are going probably... Okay, so knight
e4.
Knight is
right?
attacked, yes, what I wanted to say. And Harika puzzled. Will she play knight e4 or d5? But first you have to start with d5, yes?
Yep.
Do we? I hope.
So bishop b5, knight e4, and c takes d4. Bishop goes, as I remember here, bishop b6 makes sense, and bishop e7. So bishop b6, let's say bishop b6, and the castle. So one of the main lines actually, in this opening after e5, but Harika is thinking where to go with the bishop, and bishop b4. I don't have this move yet. Let's see. I think she played bishop b4. I can guess it from from her right hand that she just moved the hand.
Yes, because there is a small
No,
delay,
bishop
of
b6.
course,
Yes.
because we will bring you the moves, and the players are blitzing it out. They have more time than they've started, by the way.
Yes.
So bishop b6, of course, is one of the main moves. You are absolutely right. So both players castled.
H3,
And
bishop
knight
h5,
c3,
queen
bishop
c2.
g4. We are still following theory. h3 actually is one of the rare moves in this position. I wonder if they mixed something up.
So after h3, bishop h5, Divya decided to play queen c2, attacking the knight on e4. Harika just captured on c3, capture back, f6. f6 makes sense to open up the f file later to attack the knight or the pawn there when the bishop captures that knight. So after f6, Divya immediately captured on c6. And Harika is thinking in this moment, so it's very interesting. What is she thinking about? She's thinking about of taking on f3 maybe. So she took on c6 as I guess. Or she is still, no, she is still thinking. Taking on f3, let's see, bishop takes b7. Okay, they did some, okay, the Harika captured on c6. Capture, wait, and capture on f3. Yes, pawn takes the bishop and f4. Okay, I was just wondering, after taking on f3, was it possible to take on b7 or not? So it seems like, okay, what's going on here? We have two moves with black, bishop e4 and bishop g2. So bishop g2, rook is hanging, probably rook has to go on g1,
And then bishop
e4 then. And then just move the rook on b8. Black has excellent position.
And the bishop can always retreat to g6 if you will play bishop h6, yes, after rook g1. I think it's a very important defensive resource.
Yeah, just to show it on the board. So taking this, rook g1, bishop e4, and for example, queen d2. And in case of bishop goes on h6 somewhere, black always have bishop g6
And rook,
blocking that line.
And rook f7, of course. So
so in the game,
black is doing great, yes. In this line.
So in the game, Divya captured on f3, Harika captured back on c6, f4 supporting the center, queen e7, a4, bishop a5, and king e2. Here we are. King on e2, definitely king on e2 is quite safe because there is no light square bishop on the board, and that's why nothing could attack that king for now. Also, the bishop and the pawn structure around it is supporting the king quite well. Actually, doing a short castle or long castle, of course, was much dangerous. Rook e8. Okay, so what could be the next plan? Next plan could be somewhere maybe play c5. As if the white captures on c5, black captures on e5. That makes sense. It's interesting, why not c5 immediately instead of rook e8? Let's take a look. So instead of rook e8, if black plays c5. Actually, white can just ignore it and nothing is happening because, for example, I will do just a regular move, and if black captures on d4, white also captures on d4, and in case of c5, white queen captures on c5, and black will be pawned down here. So that's why maybe rook a8, and now, for example, on rook b1, c5, and now I'm actually have the idea that let's do another regular move and just take and c5 here. Now it makes maybe more sense. Yeah, because in case of queen takes, pawn takes, and then rook takes on e5 to simplify the position like this. Okay, rook b7 is not so dangerous, I think so, because of rook f7.
By the way, Valery,
Yes?
because we got to the position by transposition of moves. That's why I wanted to check the database, because this
Okay.
move order, delaying first the castle for white, it was a bit surprising for me. But then after bishop takes f3, g takes f3, bit takes
Should I go
c6.
there? Yeah.
It's just, yes, we are still following 16 games that I have in the database, so I still have queen e7, f4 is played, okay, and here it stops. So f4 was not played on a very top level, but maybe we have it. Yes, we have it. So a4, a5, king e2 was played. So
in the game, bishop a5, Harika did.
Yes,
So, for example, a5.
she was familiar then with this plan, of course, for black, and she was familiar with the move king e2. But instead of a5, she decided to play bishop f5.
Bishop
And
a5, yeah.
Bishop f5
Bishop
was,
a5.
yes, a5 was played 2 times. By the way, oh my God, I found the game. This game was played by Harika with white
Oh,
against Goryachkina
Super.
Alexandra in the Women's World Team Finals Sieges. So both players are actually familiar with this position, and probably they've studied it together. Valery, this is an absolute surprise. So Bishop a5 was played by Alexandra Goryachkina against Harika Dronavalli herself. King e2, c5 was played.
Ah, this is what I was saying. Immediately c5.
And rook g1,
Yes.
rook a b8.
Yes.
Rook
yes.
g4, Harika played, and c4. Alexandra decided first to close, to fix this pawn chain, and maybe to play rook b3 next. But then, after rook ag1, rook f7, bishop d2, protecting the pawn on c3, c5, and bishop b3, c takes d4, bishop d4, bishop b6. So I think that both players are quite confident about their opening preparation, their positions, and this is the position with mutual chances, but it's a very complex middle game where you have heavy pieces and only one dark square bishop. What
Okay.
a surprise!
Yes. So in the game, Harika changed it, and instead of c5, she played rook a8. Rook a8.
So, if we are using the game played between Harika and Alexandra Goryachkina, Harika thinks that this rook is necessary on e8. So, if we proceed with the same plan, if we double the rooks on the g file, let's
This is
say,
what happened.
yes, okay, we have the moves already. Let's show rook g3 and rook g1, because I
And queen e6.
have a small delay, and queen e6.
Okay, after queen e6, the point is that there is no f5 because of queen a6 check. And when the king goes somewhere, then just take on e5, and black is gaining the pawn.
But by the way, do you remember in the previous game, rook g4 was played? So is there a difference between rook g3 or rook g4? Where do we need our rook? What is our next move here with the white pieces?
Maybe rook on g3 is more safer as after rook g4. Who knows? If the black needs f5, they are doing it with tempo. So rook g3, I think it's quite flexible place for the rook. But the last move was very interesting. Queen e6. It's provoking the f5, but definitely f5 does not work here because of, as we already saw, queen a6 check and then take on e5, just pawn up.
So maybe the king is vulnerable here in the center. So what could be our plan? Can we play king f1, king g2, king h2?
King on h2 will be much better piece than on e2.
But let's try. Can we play king f1, king g2 then? Because your plan is to take maybe c takes d4. Let's try c takes d4 because we've seen... and she just did this move. Perfect play from Divya Deshmukh. She realized that this king needs to find shelter behind the rooks. You think that this is still analysis? But then I'm impressed by the depth of their preparation, and both players, of course, they they want to win this match, but first of all, you have to play a decent game of chess.
Yes, that's
So
true.
let's try. C takes
Okay,
d4.
if
Yes.
the white is going to the king side with the king, maybe we will also improve with the black and try to keep the dark square bishop on f8.
By the way, you know, Valeria, I realized why Alexandra Gerachkina, she played c4 and then c5. Of course, she wanted to play rook b3. But here we cannot play c5 simply because of queen c5. Yes, cd,
Yes.
cd, c5, queen c5. So there is no way for us to...
That's why bishop b4.
Yes, we need to prepare this move.
I think here we have the multiple
Why not
ideas.
bishop b6?
Because I want to put it on f8 also
No,
in
because
case I need it.
f5 is
Yeah.
now is the threat, and the bishop,
that's true,
yes,
that's
is
true.
taking away the square on
Yeah,
a6.
in case of this is a very concrete. After f5, white is almost winning.
So bishop
There is no
b4,
queen a6 check.
you can also support the bishop by a5.
Yes, if I need so, definitely.
Okay, so let's say king g2,
I
we
like bishop on
continue.
b4 actually.
King g2, we continue with the plan, and should we start with c5 immediately, you know, challenging this powerful center, this pawn armada, d4, e5, c5.
But still, f5 is already hanging.
f5 is hanging after king
g2,
g2.
it's hanging. So maybe we have to move the queen.
No, maybe we can take
On
on
e5.
e5, yes. We are getting rid of this idea,
but
f
after
take
taking
e5,
f takes?
and then c5.
What a crazy position.
But it's a very interesting. Okay, let's say we continue.
h2.
We finish now the march. Yes, king h2. Then what if black takes on d4, bishop d4,
Yes.
protecting, of course, the pawn on e5. And it's a very, very interesting position where white has its rook piled on the g file, but black has everything protected. So I would say that this is the position with mutual chances for
Yes,
both players, rather
definitely.
balanced. So maybe let's use this moment while Harika is still thinking, and let's show how the players got here. The road to this tie breaks by Harika Dronavalli.
Okay, until we go there, I think. Okay, here we are.
Yes, first we will show, of course, the whole image, and here we are. The tournament road of Harika Dronavalli, who started also from the second round. First, she won 1.5 against the fellow compatriot Nadida, but it was not an easy match, as I remember. Then she beat 4-2 Stavroula Tsoulikidu, but this match went to the tiebreaks as well. And then a dramatic tiebreak where the match could have gone either way against Katerina Lagno, but Harika Dronavalli prevailed with 3.5 and 2.5. She's about to make a move, so let's show the road of this tournament by Divya Deshmukh. How did she get here? She also started the tournament from the second round, but she defeated one of the local players, Kisariam Giladze, 1.5, then Theodora Inic. And I remember she clinched this match 1.5 with very powerful play against the reigning European champion, and 2.5, 1.5 against Trujiner, the Grand Prix series winner. Impressive performance with the black pieces in the tie breaks. Very clean win with the white pieces. So I would say that the tournament road was very clean for Divya Deshmukh. She played very well. You remember where some players are struggling in the beginning, but I think that if we take into account like the average quality of the moves and of the games, then Divya Deshmukh is performing much better.
And queen c6. Queen c6. I'm not sure about the queen c6.
So she does. Harika wants to take on d4, of course, and to force bishop d4, not c takes d4. Yes.
But if we go concrete, it gives the white a chance to capture on c5.
But what if I take on e5?
I will take it back and bishop d4.
Bishop d4, of course.
Very unpleasant move. And look at the bishop on a5, which is completely stuck there.
But queen c6 is actually a very subtle move. I understand that you have this bishop, d takes c5, but then your plan with king g2 will not work. There is maybe a concrete refutation, then you can take on c5 and f takes, but then if you play king g2, let's just so, yes, you will have this move d4.
Yes, but first white can put the bishop on d4.
Of course, but let's check, just show this idea, because we're trying to understand, you know.
Okay, rook takes e5,
yes,
and you mean king g2 here?
No, not here, just let's pass. Here, make a move. What
Rook
move?
takes e5.
Rook takes e5, okay, but you have bishop d4 here.
Definitely.
And by the way, queen a6 is still on the board after bishop d4, so let's try bishop d4, queen a6. King g2, and then you can bring your rook back to e7. Yes, so like we didn't lose the pawn on g7, and
No,
maybe
we're not losing, but definitely the white has initiative already, and we are in the defensive position
second rook
with
to
black.
e7.
Yeah, and king h2.
But it's a very interesting move if she wants to parry king g2. So let's say d takes
And she took it.
c5, and it's already on the board. So f takes c5, f takes c5, just to show, of course, if you take on e5, in e5, yes, rook e5, king g2, and if not bishop d4, king g2, then d4, of course, is winning, just in case. So we are trying to understand all the subtleties, of course, of this position and the way the players approach this position.
Yes.
Because everyone has its style, you know.
Still, I think that taking on d4 and bishop b4 was an excellent reaction from black side. Because I love bishop on b4, and on the same time we are keeping the threats there, right? Connected to push c5, yeah, one more time this, and bishop b4.
By the way, we have a few moves. So Harika
Captured on e5, and now she's
captured
thinking.
on e5. So she's thinking about rook e5 and queen a6, rook e7. Okay, maybe let's analyze this line more deeply. So queen a6 check, king g2, and a rook e7 back, protecting the
Do you
pawn on
need queen
g7.
a6 check at all?
Maybe not, but like I wanted to put your king on g2, so because you were attacking the pawn on g7 so many times, so I thought just in case.
Here we just have a very bad bishop on a5 for black. Just look at this. It takes so much time c6 to play c6 and then to make that bishop out from there.
And
Okay.
we have rook e5 on the board.
And definitely next move will be bishop d4.
But let's say if you don't give this check on a6, if you play rook e to e7 anyway.
Okay, what I have to say for now, it already seems to me a big advantage for white.
And the difference being
Just compare the pieces.
the bishops, yes,
Yeah,
first of all,
compare
of
the
course.
pieces.
The rooks on g file are very active, but the rooks on the 7th rank are doing their defensive role, holding up the
Yeah, but
fort.
only defensive, yeah, still.
So she doesn't want to give the
Yes,
check
and
on
she
a6.
played rook e7 immediately, as she thinks that queen a6 is not running anywhere. Black could do the check anytime. So g7 pawn is not hanging for now, as it is well protected, but still.
So this bishop on d4, of course, is a monster.
Here I got another idea against the queen a6, that the white could play queen b3. And on queen a6 check, queen b5 is possible, right? So on queen a6, just queen b5. So white is not giving even the chance anymore to do the check from a6.
By the way,
it seems to me decisive advantage already.
yes, I love your idea, queen b3. And I was thinking myself, let's just put it on the board, queen b3. I was thinking that black needs to have this luft to play h6. Yes, because if queen b8, king h7, let's show it, yes? But then I found this crazy idea and I think it should work. So,
This?
Yes, rook, maybe starting with rook g6. Can we start with, but then I cannot make this work. Because rook g6, rook h6 was my idea.
So
Yes,
the
but
point
you will
is if the
take,
black
yes.
capture on a4,
Yes,
there
rook
is just rook
h6,
h6.
yes, and then queen
And
a8,
just an excellent checkmate there.
But yes, you will take on g6. Okay, it's a pity that this idea. But if I
And
start,
queen b3, here we are. Divya is playing queen b3 and improving her position and getting more advantage.
but if I start this with rook
You
g6,
want to make it working,
yes,
right?
but then you will play, queen e8. Yes. If I start with rook
okay,
g6,
yeah.
how do you play after h6? No,
Oops,
h6.
not
Yes,
here,
please
yeah.
don't give the rooks away.
And queen a8 has to be. You know?
Yes, queen e8. Yes, and but then maybe
The
I
rook
can,
h6 then simply.
yes, I can
if you
take on
want so.
h6, but I can take
No,
on
not
d.
on e8, a8. Oh, yeah,
Yes,
because you capture
yes,
on d5.
of course.
Then. Okay.
So let's show that.
Okay,
if,
h6 is not necessary.
but then queen b5 and queen b8.
So queen b8 is hanging. So for example, let's do just a pass move,
But
a6, then
a6,
just
yes,
queen b8 check, and there is rook g7 checkmate. Just a checkmate on the board. So
Queen a6 check.
Queen
You
a6
see, you
check.
need this move because, and she should have played it before because
now it's queen b5.
now it's queen b5. Before white didn't have this move. You are absolutely right, Valerie. And now we understand that actually queen a6 was necessary
Yes.
because here
Yeah, it
queen
was necessary
b5.
because queen b5 idea is just giving a huge advantage to white in the endgame.
So let's say queen b5. Yes,
It has
a
to be,
b5 has
right?
to
There
be
is
played. There is no other move. Yes, I think.
And
What can we
I
do
love
here?
the position, you know.
This bishop on e5 is completely out of play. We need, like, Harika needs to find a way to bring it back. Otherwise, I think that Divya will have a very serious advantage. And
Even winning, actually, serious, it's already on the board, don't you think?
yes, but for me, winning, while the material balance is still on the position, is maybe like a bit too strong, but yes, it will be a very serious claim to win this game after queen b5.
Yeah. Yeah, because if we compare the pieces, just imagine all white's pieces are better than the black's pieces. Even the pawn structure is better. So everything is better. It means that we have a big advantage here with white. And of course, the biggest problem for black, the bishop on a5. Maybe it's necessary to play c6 immediately.
C6.
Yes, that if white captures on c6, bishop c7, and at least the bishop is back to home.
And I cannot play b6 here
B6
because
will
I
be
will lose the
dangerous,
pawn.
yeah.
Yes, so because
Yeah.
a b6, c b6,
Yeah, I
and
will
maybe
put it
rook
on the-
b7. Yes. No, we are. Let's try and figure this out. C6, b6.
b6 is
you will
bad
simply
because
take
just
and
capture,
rook b7,
and
then
white could not support that pawn.
yes. So after c6, then you are forced to take
To
on
take on
c6.
c6, to take on c6, but now at least our bishop is alive.
But then I think that this is a very, very good practical chance. And after bishop c7, yes, in this position, white has to move the rook somewhere. But maybe rook g5
with
attacking
tempo,
the
yeah.
pawn, yes.
Not only attacking, just winning. Don't you think?
Maybe I can, how can I make it work? I need to play rook e6, rook
G7
c6.
is hanging.
Yes. But when you will take, maybe...
So maybe it's necessary to play bishop f4, bishop h6. I have no idea. It seems to me a very big advantage for white. How to protect it? What?
And king g2 is
that's-
played. Oh, that is such a miss. I
Oh.
think that queen b5 was such a wonderful opportunity, yes, to trade queens and to
Okay, let's say the
bring
advantage
it-
is still there, but queen b5 was kind of improving that advantage.
Yes, but the thing is,
making
you
it-
see, after king g2, Harika played c6. I think that she was looking at this move,
Queen b5.
queen
right?
b5.
But what's going on? Here is a blunder. Wait a sec. Queen b8 check, is not it winning immediately?
Rook f8, oh,
Checkmate on the board. It's just a checkmate blunder.
no, wait. But the king is on g2.
king
Yes,
on G2.
king is on g2. Wait. You forgot.
But
yes.
still, wait
How-
a sec.
We should make it work. How can we make it work? maybe you can take on g7 first, and if rook g7, then you can check.
Okay, it's winning with multiple ways with white.
No, it's a very complicated way.
Wait a sec. We can simply, Almira, we can simply do queen b8 check, and on rook f8 play queen d6. I think it's just game over.
Yes.
After queen d6. That's it.
Queen d6 attacking, but okay, and then you will move king h1.
Yes, and you could not support the g7 pawn. Everything is hanging.
But our team just told us that here there is this spectacular move bishop g7. Let's
That is
check
winning.
it. But how is it winning? So rook
Let's take a
g7,
look.
queen b8, check, yes?
Yes.
Then king f7, then probably they want us to take on g7.
And here we are.
Okay, but she's going
Queen
for
d6,
the most
come on,
human
it's,
line, of course.
It's absolutely enough, solid, and so on.
Let's just continue. Rook
Which one?
The one,
Bishop g7?
yes, bishop
Okay,
g7,
let's take a
quickly.
look. Bishop g7, rook
Rook
takes
g7,
g7.
because I want to find
Check, king
how is the
f7.
twinning, yes.
And then how
Rook
it is
g7,
winning. Rook
king
g7,
g7.
king takes g7,
So let's say king
h1.
h2 or king h1, maybe
Yeah.
king h2 just in case. And where does, you see that you cannot go to f6 because I will have queen f4, then, yes, queen d6 and king e6, then queen f7, and then, how are we mating? No, not queen d6, queen g4. It's a very interesting, like queen g4, queen f6, and then queen g5. Okay, but this
And
is
then rook
absolutely
e1. No, yes,
impossible
yes,
to
yes,
see.
yes.
No, it's a
Come
very
on, queen
beautiful
d6. Why
line,
to
of
go
course.
to that unclear adventures when you have just queen d6 and you have the decisive advantage here? Kind of game over.
No, bishop g7, this is the move
Okay,
coming
but maybe
from
in the classical.
cosmos, you know?
Yeah.
If Divya plays this move, then I think that she's ready for her match against Zhu in June. Queen d6 and queen b7 is on the board. But do we have the same ideas here? Because Divya now can take on g7 and then move her king, and
What
she's
about
winning.
again the human move, king h1?
No, but this is the human move.
What?
Rook g7.
Are you sure
Yes,
that human
because
is
now we
doing
are
the
because
move
now
like
we
that?
are aware of this
Yes, but
idea.
take?
Yes, take.
King takes
Yes, and then you simply move your king.
and king f7.
Yes, but we know that this is winning.
Oh, we know what.
Yes.
Divya does not
No,
know.
I was expecting queen g7, and of course then you simply
Okay, then
move your
simply.
king. Yes, king
But
f1.
I was just wondering about the human move, because I think the most expected move is to go the king on the h file here for white. Is it still winning? For example, in case of king h1.
But then I will move my second rook to f7 anyway.
And
Yes.
everything is supported.
For the moment,
the
But
moment.
I feel that Harika is hanging there on the thread.
What about
Yes.
queen h6 after rook f7, queen h6 to increase the pressure on g7 pawn?
Okay, you still can't take it, so let's play queen d7. Queen d7. Yes, so I'm just leave. I keep my pieces on the 7th rank. So how do you win this position now?
Okay.
And maybe I can bring my bishop to c7 next.
What about attacking your h7 pawn, like rook g5?
I want to play rook g5, rook h5. Oh. Okay.
With upcoming checkmate.
And if I on a rook h5, I don't have g6 because rook takes g6, and this is mate. Oh, rook g5 is a very, very strong move, and then rook h5 simply seals the victory. But Divya needs to see this. So king h1, yes, we've said.
Okay,
Second rook has to go to f7.
I think she can do that king h1 with the intuition also, if could not calculate everything till the end. I mean, this is so natural move to open up the g5. No, she's doing the exciting move. Wow.
This is such a thrilling
so she's
game.
still from Cosmos.
Yes, it is. This is the move which is coming from it's an outer space move, bishop g7. I think that if she calculated this line till the very end, but let's have a look. Of course, rook g7, then rook g7 is, if queen g7, then we know that king f1,
we're just
and you're
gaining the
winning.
queen.
But what if king g7? King g7, can we do the same idea? Yes, king h1 check. We know that the king needs to retreat with the discovered check. So if king goes to f7.
It's even easier. Queen f4 and rook e1 check.
Yes, let's...
Yeah. It's even easier.
No, but... but I still have queen e7. Okay, yes, she will win the queen anyway, yes.
Yeah. So actually it's not so difficult here taking on g7 than in that moment when you are saying, just from the very beginning.
But of course,
when
when
queen takes g7
we knew that this idea was in the air, because of course our crew is monitoring if there is an unusual,
here maybe it's
brilliant
better to play
idea
king
on the
f1
board.
instead of king h1 to
No,
don't
here,
give
yes.
f2 pawn.
Here king f1 is the best move, of course. I didn't want to give the pawn. And then...
yeah, just winning it, just winning. There is no chance to...
Because the pawn on c6 will fall, pawn on d5 will fall, and the Divya is getting closer and closer
to the victory.
She outfoxed Harika Dronavalli.
And I have a feeling that it was not even the fighting. I mean, she won the game without fighting. I mean, Harika could not even face her ideas and threats with something important. Like Divya started the attack and just continue and ended with that.
Yes, she rolled over Harika like a juggernaut.
Yeah.
You know, she couldn't do anything in this game with black, and we know that Harika plays this opening with white from both sides. She's such an experienced player, but she couldn't do anything against Divya Deshmukh. Here, rook g7 is on the board. Bishop g7 and queen c6.
Yeah. This position does not need even high techniques here. Just
of course, Divya still needs to convert, but this c pawn will decide the game. She will take on d5 now.
2 extra pawns on the board.
And the queen against rook and the bishop. So after bishop h6, she can simply play c6. Of course, Harika wants to stop this pawn.
I don't like c6 move. But okay, still. Definitely it's winning, but it's gonna take more time now.
Yes, but now you can bring your king. No? King e2, king d3.
And where to go?
Slowly improving the position. I want to get it to e6 and to win your rook. I think anything wins here, and even this move is very strong because she will take a few squares from black's king, because she will play h5, h6. Yes.
Exactly. Pawn goes to h6. And if the black bishop captures the pawn, then we are moving the pawn on c7.
Harika is trying to hold this position, but there is no fortress. There is no fortress. Divya's advantage, material advantage, is simply too big here. And what do we have? Do we have our viewers voting for Divya or for Harika? We will have the results maybe later today, but support, of course, your players. These two wonderful fighters are well known, supported in India. They inspired generation. By the way, I think that Harika, in a way, she was the one to inspire Divya. You know, because Divya won the World Championship, World Junior Championship, so did Harika Dronavalli and Hampi Conero. And in any case, we will have 2 Indian players qualified for the semifinals. And so Tan Zhongyi is waiting for her opponent, but this will be a serious claim for the victory in this match by Divya Deshmukh.
Yeah, and it seems like Divya knows what to do. She is confident. She's pushing the pawn till the end. And unfortunately, black has nothing to
counter,
to
yes.
count. Yeah, you see king f8 and king g7. So it means that Harika is just staying.
Because any unfortunate square will end up with a check and losing a piece.
Yes.
Because the rook on f7 is protecting the bishop on f4, and the king is
queen e6
protecting
makes
the
sense
rook
also.
on f7. So
Queen e6 just to improve the position of our queen. Keep eye on h6 anytime we can push it. On the same time, we can keep our king in the center to take a look where will be the best square to stay.
But yes, but when you can start with king e2.
I just like queen e6 is kind of centralizing
Of
the
course.
position, but just in case I need h6, so for example on king f8 I'll play h6. Yeah, so I'm just interesting what the black will play after queen e6. Yeah, but it's not a big difference actually. Queen will be on d5 or on e6. So let's see what the Divya is actually spending too much time. This is the only thing what I don't like a little bit. Now it is less than the 2 minutes on the clock.
But as we know, the mental strength is probably the most important factor here.
Oh, h6 immediately.
She wants to clinch this victory.
h6. I mean, what moves Divya is doing? I'm just excited. You know, taking on g7. Now h6.
And
Queen e6 check.
maybe this is the moment where we can say, especially after such a beautiful game, that a star is born, you know.
Yes, she is.
And the history
still, she
is
has
in
to
the
win this
making, of
position.
course. But the history, the
But she's
chess
already
history,
started,
yes,
yeah.
in the making, right in front of our eyes, you know, and in front of the whole world. And Valery, you know, I was thinking about the games that she played with the black pieces against Teodorina, Jujiner. Divya played very well, and how to come back in this match. So let's wait until she converts her advantage in this game, but then Harika will have a daunting task to come back in a match against a fearless player. Divya simply wants to get there. You know, she is making those powerful moves. Queen b3, first of all, with the idea of playing queen b5, and then bishop g7. Yes,
Bishop
rook g7. Okay, so let's have a move. Here, rook f7 is on the board. Maybe she can play queen e8
to keep the
because you
pressure
cannot
there.
take on h6 with the
No,
bishop.
she did queen e6 check.
Because after queen e8, you cannot
Yes,
take on
c7.
h6 because you
Yeah,
can play
queen e8 makes
c7. Yes,
sense.
so
When bishop takes
it was
h6, there is
important, of
just c7.
course.
Time travel started.
How many seconds can you see, Valery? 40 something?
45.
44
3.
seconds. 10 seconds are added after each move, of course. And queen g4 is played. So Divya is giving away as the pawn on h6, and now she plays queen d7 because her idea is to take away the f7 square, yes?
So
But
it seems like that's it. No, she did it.
no, but c7 is the next move,
Yeah.
and then this is it.
Then let's play queen against the rook. Yep, c7 is coming, and black is forced to give that bishop on c7, as there is no other chance to stop that pawn.
Yes, but there is no fortress there either, because white has the f-pawn, of course, and the king, which will march and decide the game.
So the game is over, actually, yeah. That's the end. Yeah, she did her job. She did her job connected to that c pawn. She pushed h pawn till the end, as we saw, and forced Harika to move the rook from the 7th rank. And then, excellent play. Excellent play.
Yes, she used this h pawn as the
G6.
sacrificial animal, yes, and c7 is on the
definitely,
board,
okay.
bishop
Now
c7.
it's no difficulties at all. Yeah.
So queen c6, king g7, and now king e2 or even a5, a6.
A5, A6, yeah, she lost it. We already
Fixing
saw she
the
lost it.
a7 pawn. The king has to
Yeah, now it's
move
just,
up.
yeah, now it's just time to handshake. But of course, Harika will play till the end.
And the king needs to move up because Harika, for the moment, of course, is keeping all her pieces protected. But as Divya will take away more and more squares from the rook and from the king, then any rook move will end up in check and losing the rook.
Yeah, so my screen is not on time
So
anymore
yes,
as they are
let's
blitzing.
watch the game.
So what's our idea? To put the king on e5 and push f5, f6.
Yes, yes, and this
simplest
will
thing.
be it.
It's the simplest thing.
Divya could have played f5, by the way, but here,
Queen e5, yeah.
yes, king e4 will be played.
What about queen g5 check and queen d5 check? Is it making a sense? I think it makes a sense.
I think the most important thing here is to stay calm.
Yes, and then
She does this, queen d5.
No,
Queen c5.
Oh, excellent.
And-
Wow, Divya just
And you
wow.
cannot play rook a6,
Yeah.
queen c4, winning the rook. What an impressive victory by Divya Deshmukh.
Well done.
She is clearly affected by this result. She is leading in this match against her compatriot and fellow teammate Harika Dronavalli. Valery, what an impressive performance by the young Indian. I should not be shy with my word, superstar.
Yes. Yes, not only superstar, but I could say the shining star at the same time. Excellent, excellent. She did it very well. A very nice game and the performance from Divya.
Like I'm speechless, you know, it's like we are going through the games, we feel the tension, and I've been there so many times, and these quarterfinals are haunting me in my nightmares, so I know that if you lose them, you're leaving the tournament with so many regrets, you know, and when you will look back on those years, of course, and you always ask yourself, what if?
Yeah.
Yes. And
If only.
yes, so Divya just won her game and she's getting closer to the semifinals.
Congratulations to
And
her.
this is her first attempt, Valery. It's not like it's like her second or third attempt. She is trying for the first time and it's simply impressive. So,
I agree.
we will be back in a few minutes. Of course, I think that the next game will start.
When they decide, they will start.
No, we had an official schedule. Let me check. So according to the official schedule, the game will start so 4:20 Batumi time. It means 2:20 Parisian time.
First 35 minutes.
Yes, there is.
Until that.
Yes, there is a very long break, but as you remember, we have experienced a few technical difficulties before, and the game started earlier.
Yeah.
But that was the moment where the two players appeared in the playing
In the
hall,
playing venue. Yeah.
in the playing venue before, and
They could start
They
earlier.
agreed.
Yeah,
Yes, they
yeah.
agreed in the so.
Let's see if they
of
start.
course.
We'll be here immediately.
We will be here immediately, but please stay tuned because this is one of the most exciting tiebreaks that I have seen recently. Of course, we will have a lot of video for you during the break, and we will be here for sure 5 minutes before the beginning of the next game.
I'm here with Koneru Hampi, who just defeated Yushin Song in the semi-finals to advance to the quarterfinals of the FIDE Women's World Cup. Hampi, you're the first one out to qualify for the quarterfinals. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels happy to be qualified without playing tiebreaks. But I felt today I could have played even much better. Like I was completely in a better position, but I slipped out in the time trouble. Yeah.
And tomorrow, as you said, you don't have to play the playoffs, which is quite important at this stage of the event to get more rest, while the others will most likely be playing. Will you be following their games today and tomorrow?
Yeah, of course, I'll follow, definitely.
So on the rest day, you'll be doing more chess than actually resting, or what will go into your day tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll also rest for some time, and then I'll also prepare because it's going to be a very tough match in the semifinals. Yeah.
Most likely you'll be playing against Lei.
Yeah. She's one of the strongest opponents and also the top seed of the tournament. Yeah.
So you've given this matchup some thought already.
Not really, because like each round is like a lot of process. Like you're not sure until you win it.
And at this stage, also fatigue is setting in for some players. For us working here too, we're here for so long. Is there anything specifically that you are doing? I noticed in the game sometimes you go out and kind of just breathe in the refreshment area. What are you doing to maintain stamina and focus?
Yeah, usually I go for long walks, especially here at the beach side, and also the weather is fine, so it's more like in India.
Well, thank you so much, Hampi. Enjoy your free day tomorrow, and also the chess, the exciting chess.
Thank you.
Chessboard. 64 black and white squares. Or is it more than that? It's a battlefield. A stage where strategy meets instinct. This is where women play their own way. Playing with fire. Playing with heart. Playing with emotions. Playing as strong as any man can play. And beyond. Every move you make breaks the old rules. Every game you play redraws the map. No ceilings, no labels, no limits. This is not just a game. This is your arena.
And I'm joined here by Lei Tingji, who's just defeated for second time Nana Zagnidze and qualified for the semi-finals. We'll talk about that in a while, but first of all, what an amazing second game. I thought you played fantastically well and you ended up with the second point. Tell me your thoughts about the game with Nana just now when you finished.
I think generally I played quite well. I don't know, because the position looks quite strange, because I put a lot of pieces back, but it looks like I developed quite well with my side. And some point, I think when we reached A4, B4, knight, B1, I think the position was quite clear for me. And later on, I think it's not like a complete winning for me, but I think it should be better for me at least. And I think, I don't know.
Well, I've put the position on the board at the moment where you're sort of dominating the position and you go with knight to e5 to open up the diagonals. Could you take us from there and tell us how the game evolved?
Yeah, bishop d6, and then I go knight e5, and she took, and I took, and d4, and there are diagonal from h1 to a8, and it's easy for white to play. And then bishop d2, rook c8, bishop d2, rook d c7. Actually, when I get this position, I already saw maybe she has some counterplay in the endgame, because this d4 pawn and also this knight on c5, and maybe she can maneuver another knight to c5. So, yeah, but I still feel quite good. But apparently, later on, a4, gf, and bishop f4, knight b7, rook 5, c2, knight c5, take all of them, and bishop a6, knight c5, queen h7, knight e7, and I saw bishop f8 after she played king c8. I saw this complete definitely winning for me. But apparently, look at this engine, and after D3, I made a mistake when I played King H2. Somehow here I have to play King F1 because
It's a tricky position, but after the exchange of queens, the engine suggests that the king is nearer to the pawn, and it's difficult to see in this position. That's what I think.
yeah, especially like if you play King F1, I was wondering maybe there is like a perpetual check for black, and I couldn't say it clearly. And yeah, and Queen E3 and the Queen E4 take. Bishop C2, knight C6 was mistake, and she can play knight C5 and take G5. Wow, somehow she can maneuver the knight and to E7 and to protect, but still looks quite strange, I have to say.
I was thinking, looking at this position with the engine, although we were saying 0-0, I thought that even this position, you might end up winning it anyway because it seems very difficult to defend. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And also this knight C6, knight E7, I think both of us missed this kind of defense. Yeah, so... Yeah, but generally, yeah, at this point, if I play King F1 instead of King H2, if you ask me I play King F1, maybe I will also don't know why I should play King F1 because it's too hard.
It was too high.
Yeah.
And in the end, the final position, the pawn was able to go to the end.
Yeah, I think some point, yeah, knight DB3, and here actually I also consider about King E3, and then I think okay, it's time to push because I spent a lot of time to maneuver this king. King is already like reached to this point, so yeah, I just played G4.
Okay. So, of course, 2-0, fantastic result against Nana. You still haven't played any tiebreaks as far as I remember, but now you have a very tough semi-final against Hampi Koneru, who also has qualified. How do you assess the semi-final? How do you rate your chances against her after the free day for the semi-finals?
Okay, Hampi is like, how to say, well-known player, and we played a lot, and generally we know each other. So she's very strong, but I will try my best. At least I already qualified to the semi-final. I don't need to change my ticket.
That's
Yeah.
And finally, today, as you know, it's International Chess Day. Would you be so kind to give a message to all your fans out there who are following you in this tournament? Maybe some words of encouragement.
Thank you guys for following me, and hope you guys enjoy playing chess.
Thank you very much and good luck. Thank you.
Washington, D.C., August 4th to 5th, 2025. The Smart Moves Summit, a global education conference where chess meets learning. Held alongside the FIDE World Schools Team Championship. Global dialogue on chess, cognition, and education. Federations, researchers, EdTech. One stage, one mission. Topics that move the world. Meet leading influencers. Timur Turlov, Dana Reisnies, Jerry Nash, Leoncho Garcia, and more. Inspire. Unite, transform, join the international community shaping education. Play smarter, learn bolder. Let's make future together. Don't miss this unique opportunity. Register now and be part of the change.
I'm here with Tan Zhongyi, who just beat Vaishali to make it to the quarterfinals of the FIDE Women's World Cup. Tan, this is your third time playing in the quarterfinals. Tell me how you feel.
感觉很辛苦，虽然是就是第3次进，但是并不轻松。这是一盘非常艰苦的战斗。
And both times previously, you played against Anna Muzichuk. This time, you will be playing either in tomorrow's winners, Harika or Divya. What do you think about these new matchups? It's a change for you.
因为我对安娜都是在3、4的时候对的。事实上，我觉得就是 可能运气也不太好吧，就最好不要对到他。然后至于对是迪维亚还是哈丽卡，我觉得都差不多，都是非常强的棋手。这个时候已经没有什么就是幸运的对手了，只有做好自己吧。
And we can see that you and Lei are very close, even coming out of today's game. You guys had a hug and a moment talking about the game there. She told us yesterday in the interview that the two of you support each other and you spend time outside, you have your restaurant that you go to. Tell me about that and how nice it is to have a friend in an event as important as this.
希望能够下出好的对局来，就是回馈大家吧，因为我经常会犯一些我自己都觉得很低级的错误，而且今天这盘棋，我的对手直到最后他都没有放弃，我从他身上看到了非常强大的精神，感觉年轻人是不一样，我会尽自己的努力。下好后面的比赛，也希望大家这个7月20号快乐。
Thank you so much, San, and enjoy your free day tomorrow, as you don't have to play playoffs. And we will see you at the quarterfinals.
Dear chess friends, welcome back to our studio in Batumi. And as we expected, this second game of our tiebreaks in our quarterfinal tiebreaks will start earlier because, as you might have seen, Harika has been sitting there already for 10 minutes, ready to fight back. She needs to win on demand against Divya Deshmukh. Valeria, and I thought that what makes a great commentator, that you have to be ready for any situation. And I once said that even if the tiger is sitting under the table, you have to do your job.
And it is sitting there, by the way.
And it is sitting there, okay. Yes, sir. Reporting for duty. So let's have a look at our players. Divya Deshmukh just arrived. She is waiting for the game to begin. And here we are. This is the handshake. Harika starts her game with G3. D5 is on the board, so pieces started to fly a bit earlier in this game, so 15 minutes...
30 minutes earlier.
Yes, 15 minutes plus 10 seconds increment is the time control for this game. Divya decided to play C6 against the opening choice of Harika, the fianchetting the bishop on G2. And then C4 was played.
Yes, here is a small detail. In case of white captures on D5, it's better for black to capture on F3 first and then capture on D5 and then develop the knight on C6. So the detail here is that on C takes D5, if black captures C takes D5, there is unpleasant knight E5. So Harika decided to play D4, as I see, right?
Mm-hmm. By the way, was it possible, of course, we saw the move D4, but to play knight E5 instead of B? I think it's the main move, by the way.
Knight E5, bishop E6, C takes D5, and now bishop takes D5.
Okay, just to show this
F3
variation.
and C5, yeah? This is the main line here.
But it's a very interesting line. However, Harika went D4. So, we are headed into a very interesting structure, so Slav structure. The pawns are on C6 and D5, but as we know, the bishop in the Slav structure goes to F5 sometimes, but we have the fianchetted bishop here on G2. So it's a very rare move order to play D4 with the bishop on G4. And Harika just played, yes.
It's very interesting if we have any theoretical lines or any lines.
Yes, E6 was played.
H3.
Let me H3. Okay, we have a few games, a lot of recent games, because I know that here you have to play for the E4, knight C3, castle, rook E1, and E4. But let's see. H3 is on the board. So, and bishop F5 actually is directed against this. So Divya knows that white will play knight C3, castle, rook E1, and E4. So here the bishop on F5 is not allowing this. Okay, so let me check if I have a few recent games here.
So knight C3 is on the board.
And
okay, I have to refresh it.
One analogy which comes to my mind is that Harika probably wants to grab this bishop. She wants to play maybe knight H4 here, Valerie.
Just a sec. Have some technical issues.
After knight C3, taking away the E4 square, let's say knight D7.
I think H6 is better here already.
But if knight D7, I think that Harika
H4.
wants to play a knight H4. And knight D7, by the way, is on the board. I have a few games here, by the way. Oh, and one classical game. Knight H4 was played.
No, queen B3.
She goes, yes, queen B3, and actually Vincent Kamer was playing the opening in this way with the black pieces. So Harika decided to play queen B3, which is a very interesting move, by the way, but I still have a few games here, and after queen B6, C5 was played. We're still following a few recent games. And after A takes B3, a6 was played because I think it's important
otherwise
to
on
play this
H6
move.
there
Yes,
is b4, and on a6 there
you
is
have
b5.
this move b5. So
That's why
a6.
black has to take care about that a little early and play a6 immediately, but it is facing knight h4, as I understood.
Yes,
Yeah?
but
There is bishop c2 move also.
this is a very important
No, she's
moment
playing
of,
bishop
this
e7.
game. So she is
Oh, and
allowing
b4?
b4, b5.
And then, now it seems white got some advantage. a6 now, and what's going on b5?
No, you can. Well, you can play this, of course, but maybe it's the matter of choice in this position.
Yes, but usually when the white is pushing b4, b5, they have the advantage. And black has to stop that b4, b5. Now after b5, how to react? I just got
That's
confused.
how we were taught, Valery. You know,
Yeah.
it's a classical approach. Of course, we know that this a6 move is almost automatic. But so let's check. What if? Do we have the move, by the way, on the board?
We don't have. After a6, Harika is thinking.
But so let's check. C takes b5. Yes, I think it's.
Yeah.
You have to make this move, otherwise you will take and create the weakness on
knight takes.
knight b5, and maybe Divya simply wants to castle here.
Short side.
Yes, yes, short side, of course. Maybe this is a new way
And then
of
e5
playing this
somewhere,
position.
yeah?
Exactly.
Oh, e5
yes.
makes sense. Now the knight is hanging, so knight has to go back, and maybe, if no, e5 immediately
No,
here
not
does
immediately.
work.
Maybe you want to attack the pawn on c8. Let's say rook c8 here, rook f c8, because just in case we are still protecting the pawn on a6. And let's say you castle, and black should come up with something here because e5 is not possible. By the way, another interesting
b6. As the
idea.
bishop is not on f1, a6 diagonal, black has b6.
And
In
if I
this-
play b4,
Huh?
b6,
Is not it
b4.
a5 also?
Let's continue. Yes, a5. Yes, you can play like this. So b6 is a very interesting idea. But I
And
wanted,
she did not play b5.
you know why? That's exactly what I wanted to tell you, because there is another approach in this position, and this approach being that you're playing against the pieces which do not have enough space, black pieces, the knight on d7, bishop on e7, and even this bishop on f5 sometimes is out of play. Harika played bishop f4, and we had the immediate move knight e4. So what should we do against knight e4? Harika has still this possibility of playing b5, but Valery, how about this
On bishop
move?
f4, Divya played knight e4, right?
Yes, but then if
Now b5 is not possible because of knight takes e3, or it's still possible?
g4 she played, because I was thinking, how about knight d2 here, because g4 is on the board, but what if white plays knight d2?
Then black captures on d2.
Yes, bishop d2 or even king d2. How about king d2? I like this move, king d2. This is, of course, just our analysis.
Yeah, okay,
You
let's
have
go
the
to-
live position on the board, but g4
And bishop g6.
is, of course, a more aggressive way to play. And we, of course, Harika is in a must-win situation.
So, what
Should she
about
continue with
b5 here?
h4 maybe? Maybe that's her idea, by the way.
h4,
h4,
h5,
h5. No, but I mean,
or h6? h6, let's say h6.
okay, what I wanted to say, let's say you're playing h4, h5 here. Just we need to understand this position because it's, for me, it's a new position. So maybe Harika's idea is even to grab more space and to play g5 here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is she going for the bishop?
e3?
E3 first, okay. E3, and she wants to play knight d2 maybe then, and h4. Maybe she's switching to another plan.
Yeah, I think actually Harika got the comfortable position from the opening. This is what she wanted, the long game with the slightly better chances, but without clearness. You know, there is no clearness. She has space, and it seems like Divya gonna have quite tough game. So let's suggest something for black here. And she did the move already until our suggestion. The move is...
You have to be quicker, play quicker,
Yeah,
faster, better.
yeah. So she did
And
what she did.
we know that the players are under enormous,
She captured.
tremendous pressure.
Yeah, that's a good decision, actually, the practical decision. She traded one piece and now put the bishop on e4, guarantees the place there for the bishop, or trading another piece that, of course, makes sense. I like this decision, take on c3 and bishop e4, from the practical point of view.
I understand, but on the other hand, look at this pawn formation. B4,
Very unusual.
C5, yes, C3, D4, E3, F2. Just to observe it, to contemplate it, you understand how menacing it is.
Yes.
You know, if those pawns will start rolling, you know, Divya will have to survive this avalanche.
Yeah, somehow she has to try now to block the king side also.
I actually decided to castle because I thought that Harika was going to keep her king in the center, maybe.
It seems to me more nice to keep the king on e2, for example.
But then, you know, the bishop on g2 was not protected, so she was concerned maybe about her bishop on g2. Maybe Divya can play h5
h5
here,
is a very nice move.
opening the h file.
h5 is a very nice
So
move.
I still think that Harika wants to close it with g5 because you cannot,
Yes,
of
but
course,
if she
take
will
on
close
h5.
too much things, then where to play? So, for example, even if I play with black f5 here, g5, f5.
Or do you think
Or
that
f6.
on h5, just a second, I also had another idea, maybe she wants to play knight d2.
On
Maybe,
h5.
yes, maybe this is the idea.
It's a problem, take on g2.
Yes, king g2, but this is something that I want. I have this feeling that black's pieces are so restricted, because if you play knight f6 here, let's just show it, I will always be able to play f3, restricting the knight even more. And the difference of the bishop on f4 and e7, everyone understands, but
And
the
at the
knight
same
on
time,
f6,
c4 is coming.
c4 is coming. So I believe that this is Harika's idea. If Divya will play h5.
Okay, then on knight d2, we can play bishop d3 for black.
So you still want to play h5?
Yes, bishop
just
d3.
to contradict me.
Oh, no, I like h5 move. By the way, it was your move, yeah?
I'm just kidding.
Me too.
And as you remember, I told you yes about this Robert Fisher's unseen footage, very rare images where he shared about how tremendous this pressure is during those critical moments where you have to perform, you have to stay calm, not to panic, and make sound moves. Bishop d3, maybe rook c1, because we know that we want to play c4.
And your move. Here we are.
G5
close, yes,
here,
to
once
close,
again. Okay, so
to close everything.
bishop g3. Do you want to play h4? Because I don't think that
I
this
don't
will
think
be
I will
good
play.
for
I will
black.
take on g4 now. And when you take back,
Oh, look
What's
at
going
this.
on?
It's a very important strategic decision. Divya decided to take on f3, given the advantage of two bishops, this pair of bishops. For the moment, you can't feel it because the position is closed, but Harika immediately goes for e4.
okay, I don't like that decision, giving that bishop immediately, as it gives to white the domination on the whole board. Bishop goes on g3.
And, you know, we from different structures, we can have those positions with a pair of bishops, but against knight and the dark square bishop, I'm thinking about the Caro-Kann, sometimes the Scandinavian with a queen d8. the huge difference being that when white pushes b4 and c5, the pawn on d4 is very often a very important target for black.
Yes,
Here,
it's not
this pawn
supported
is
with the pawn.
protected.
Now
Yes,
it's supported.
and
The pawn on d4 is supported with the pawn from c3.
this is going to be a long, grueling game.
So for black, maybe it's time to do the castle already, the short side.
So you don't want to take on e4, yes?
No, I don't want, because then c4 is coming.
So how
And
should
somehow
we...
to try to hold here. Next idea is bishop g5, bishop f4.
By the way, look at this.
Take with the e pawn.
Yes, c4. I need to open my bishops, and d5. Does this work?
Of course it works.
Because this is a very important moment in the game, and if this breakthrough works, then Harika will have this bishops, the monster bishop on d5, because you are forced to take here on d5, no?
Yes.
But then bishop d5, attacking on b7, attacking on
No,
c4.
it's almost winning.
So Diva
So maybe I have to support the
is
c6
taking
pawn.
her time. Maybe she needs to take on e4 here. Let's say take on e4, bishop e4, and castle then. She's fully concentrated, weighing her options, but this is a very crucial moment in this game. She decided to give up the light square bishop, because of course we understand that it was not easy to keep all the minor pieces on the board. But here she probably needs to take on e4 and castle next. But
Yes.
this idea of taking on d5, c4, d5, you know, it came to my mind because very often when we study pawn endgames, you have this pawn breakthrough, yes? But with the light square bishop and lacking its peer, then it's not hidden. It's
That's
there,
true, yeah.
yes. We know that it's there, it's in the air, so she needs to take on e4 first. And by the way, it shows that Divya understands the importance of this moment.
Yeah, so here after taking on e4, taken castle, so what about c4?
But, you know, I said that maybe we need to keep the pawn on c3. Don't give like a very easy target. Just leave it on c3 for the moment.
I'm just checking what's going on
I
c4.
thought that maybe black will be able to activate the bishop and play bishop f6. You still want to
And
play
rook
d5
d1?
here, but you cannot. Rook d1 first, and maybe knight e7. Bring the knight back and hoping for some opposite color bishop endgame. And you see, perfect play. D takes c4, bishop e4, and castle.
Yeah, that's the best practical chance here.
But Harika knows that the pair of bishops, of course, allows her to keep her hopes. She needs to win on demand with the white pieces, and this is going to be a very long game. She is going to circle around, improve her pieces, then build the momentum.
Yeah, okay, definitely this is a position what she wanted.
Maybe, can she play f4 here, Harika?
And she is doing it, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
the move is on the board, because if we cannot play c4, f4 is on the board, because I don't think that black can reply with f5 here, because you cannot open this bishop and leave this e6 pawn, you know, like it's very
just
weak.
Bishop d3 and then bishop c4 will be
Yes,
crucial.
the most important is not to take on f5 here for Harika and simply to retreat the bishop. Let's say bishop d3 and then bishop c4, rook e1, and this position is going to be simply devastating for white. So after f4, what can we suggest for Divya? Here you need to be very careful to find moves, very precise moves, of course, and to...
Let's play bishop h4 and knight e7.
You want to play bishop h4. It's a very interesting idea. So if I don't want to trade, if I play bishop h2...
And then f5 or knight e7. Here it makes more sense.
Here it makes more sense. But still, I think that it's not a very easy
Okay, 97. Let's say.
sequence of moves, especially for a human.
Yeah,
For a human,
definitely.
because I know that we are.
But we know that Divya is not doing the human's move sometimes. So for the
Yes.
human, it's difficult, but
For
maybe
us,
for
it's
Divya,
very
it's not difficult.
And especially with our classical education, that this F5 move is very responsible because the E6 pawn is going to be weak forever, and you will have to defend it.
Yeah, actually, I like 97 more. Bishop H4 and then 97.
So after bishop H4, bishop H2, 97,
Seems to me
rerouting
okay.
your knight to D5. Okay, so bishop H4 is a very nice move. So you're freeing the E7 square for the knight.
Yeah, she has to do that move. Without that move, it will be very difficult.
But so bishop H4, it means that bishop G6, you still have bishop G3. Yes, just
That
to
will be
show.
just a dream. And she is doing it. Very good.
Okay, so
She did
bishop
bishop
is
H4.
on H4.
That was a very important part.
Very well played. Bishop H2 is on
And
the board.
97. It is like she heard us.
And
97.
Divya is clearly a player in shape in this event, because not only she converts the advantage when she has it, but when she is faced with difficult decisions, she's taking her time, and she found this. I measure my words. This sequence of moves is like, it's not easy to find.
It talks
Yes.
about a lot of things.
It shows her deep understanding of the position, of the nuances. She knows that she's facing those pairs of bishops, and she's being very precise. So here, how should white continue?
That's a good question.
We shouldn't rush things, I imagine, because I thought about this move F5, but maybe it's too much. So maybe we should retreat the bishop somewhere. Let's say bishop C2. Yes, your move, but then the knight goes to D5.
Yeah, and knight on D5 creates the troubles already.
Maybe rook F3 after knight D5. Let's continue here, protecting the pawn on C3. And
F5. Without F5, I can't leave. So I have to play F5.
okay, let's have a look. Harika just made the move.
F5. She did
So
F5. I'm not sure about
She
that.
went for the most principled continuation here, but at the same time she's opening her bishop on H2, looking at D6. Let's show it. So she's claiming that while the bishop is on H4, she needs to open the
Now
diagonals.
another unique move that Divya has to play, this is knight D5. It's just extremely necessary to put that knight there as soon as possible.
But what if you take on F5 first? You're forced to take with G pawn.
Yes.
I like this move. I want to define the pawn structure, and just in case, I will always have this move bishop F6.
Okay.
You will never play G5.
But what's wrong with knight D5? Why you don't like that? I want knight D5 because if you capture on E6, then I will trade the rooks
Ah, okay.
and keep my king in the center.
And
there.
if I play, for example, just to compare the positions, rook D8 here, with the idea of playing knight D5, you want to play bishop D6.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So another critical moment in this game, as you can see, this position
Yeah, I think
is
knight
very, very
D5
interesting.
is an important move that she has to play here.
So
and
you
she's
leave the
taking her
pawn on
time.
E6 because
Yes.
it needs to support the pawn on D5.
Yes.
But you see, when you're faced with so many important decisions, first in the opening, then in the middle game, and now in this highly complex end game, Divya is spending more time.
Yes, she is less on clock. She has 4 minutes against the 10 minutes, and she did.
Knight D5
D5,
is
she
on the
did.
board. It's like,
Maybe she has a microphone there and she hears.
but she has only 4 minutes, 20 seconds left against a world-class player, Harika Dronavalli, whose position, looks better. She has the pair of bishops, but who is in a must-win situation.
Yeah.
She can go all in this game, but she needs to do everything to stay alive.
This idea, bishop h4, knight e7, knight d5, is just amazing. It is a mix of Karpov, Petrosyan, and Kasparov together.
Kasparov, it was in the previous game, yes? Bishop g7.
Yeah, it was definitely only Kasparov there.
And rook f3. A very important prophylactic move, first of all, keeping the tension. So Harika, of course, does not define the structure. She's protecting the pawn on c3. She wants to double her rooks on the f file. Yes, she wants to play rook a f1, I think. And then she still has this option of playing bishop d6 at the very right moment and to capture on e6 and to play rook f7. Yes, something like this.
Okay, so for example,
By
rook
the
a
way,
d8.
Valery, there is one threat that I can see. Just rook a d8 and rook f1. So let's say you make a move like a passer move, like bishop g5. And here you are.
H7?
After
Yes,
f
but-
takes c6, e takes c6,
yeah.
you will take bishop h7, and black is losing. So this is the immediate threat
Yeah, this
after
is a
doubling the
trap,
pawns,
trap.
the rooks on the f file.
But still, rook a d8, I think, has to be done. And on rook f1, let's do something more useful.
But we know that now e takes f5 is the threat, so maybe now we can take. You protected the knight on d5.
I'll take on f5.
Okay, let's take on f5 and get rid of this threat, because if you take bishop f5, now we are probably fine, yes? You can play bishop f6, but then bishop d6 and rook e8.
So what about rook f8 after taking on
Okay, and I
f4?
think that we have a move. Rook e8, protecting the pawn on e6.
That move I don't like.
But what about f takes e6 immediately? Because I don't think that you want to take with the rook. Now I can take on d5, rook e6, bishop d5, c takes d5 and b5. And this is it. This is a different story.
Yes, I think she's going to take on e6 with the pawn
Yes,
anyway.
but now I'm doubling my rooks, and you no longer have your rook on f8, and you cannot play rook f8 here. So Harika is leaning towards her rook. She plays
she
rook
played
f1.
rook a f1. Okay, some errors started from both sides. Rook a f1.
I feel that she is losing the thread of the game, because f takes c6 was such a natural move, because you're forcing black to take with the pawn.
Yes.
And the game continues. But after rook f1, let's see if Divya has an alternative.
f6.
f6?
Yes, why not?
Because now if you
You don't
take
have
on
b5.
d5, I don't have b5.
f6, after f6, I think that the black is absolutely
But are you
okay.
sure? Maybe I still have b5, and then if you take, I can play rook b1.
Yes, but that's
Okay,
much
let's
better
try
than
this
here.
line.
Let's take a look. So
Take on e6.
Take, take, and b5.
Yes.
I also have b6 then, if I need so, to simplify the position. I have b6 there. I have rook a5 also.
And we have a move, bishop f6.
That's another move, not f6.
But it's a very good move, you know,
Yeah, it's okay.
closing the f file.
It's okay. And in case maybe black will push e5.
But now, once again, if I take f takes e6 here, how are you taking? Because I have this feeling, you know, it's my intuitive feeling which comes from studying all these endgames, that you cannot take rook e6 here, because
Yeah,
bishop
rook e6
d5 simply is too simple. You need to take with the pawn here, supporting the knight on d5. Let's have a look. F takes c6 has to be played, and she does it. But she's getting lower on time. 1 minute 50 seconds remains on her clock, while Harika still has more than 8 minutes. But F takes c6 was such an important move here.
Yeah. Making the mistake here for black will be equal to losing
King
the game.
h1, because I thought maybe Harika could have played bishop g3 with the idea of playing h4, and h4 and g5, but I found the refutation, you know.
Okay.
Bishop f6 is a devilish idea because you have knight c3 here. And
Yeah,
that's why
nice.
Harika played king h1, because this is simply winning for black. So king h1 is a prophylactic move. It's like very well played by Harika. So both players deserve a lot of praise for this game, of course, but Divya
Okay,
is
what to
still
do here with
thinking.
black? Rook a d8 or
And the thing is, we know that you can't play rook f8 and then you need to move the bishop back to e7, but after rook f8,
There's
bishop
bishop
d6, yes.
and less than 1 minute on the clock for Divya.
She needs to find a move to stay in the game. Let's try something. Let's rook d8. It's a very
Yes.
good move, yes. Of course, supporting the knight on d5. But maybe now Harika will play bishop g3 with this idea of playing h4 and g5.
Okay, what about bishop g3, e5? Is it possible to play e5 or not with black?
So you want to
If I
create
am not losing anything
chaos on the board.
immediately.
But what if I take on e5?
Take.
And Harika goes
Bishop
bishop d6. Yes, by the way. Here I am allowed to take on d5, by the way, because of your pieces can be protecting everything. Just let's show this variation. Maybe we will still have it on the board, e5.
Bishop g3, e5, you mean?
Yes, d takes c5, bishop e5, so everything is hanging, but bishop d5 check first. Or maybe bishop e5 and then bishop d5. I wanted to take on e5.
Yeah, that's very unpleasant pin.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
and then
So
you
take
you
and
cannot
rook
take
e1.
with the rook, I feel. Yes,
Yeah,
but then
okay,
c takes
this is
d5.
advantage.
Okay, that's why
So
Divya
bishop
didn't
d6,
play.
bishop
Yes.
e7, and Harika is thinking here.
I think she needs to go bishop g3 anyway, but
But now rook f8
yeah, rook f8.
appears.
This is a loss of a
Oh.
very important tempo. Bishop d6 was not very precise.
Actually, in this game, for now, in the current position, the only problem for Divya is the time, as the position is improved.
Yes,
But
but
time,
still,
56
of
seconds
course, White
against 7 minutes.
has a very important edge on the clock, and the position is better for White. But as we've seen many times already during this tournament, Harika was having an advantage, but then sometimes failed to convert, as
Yes.
against Tsolakida Stavroulou, you know. So she needs to calculate, to be very precise, and she goes bishop g3 here,
No,
but
rook
rook
f8.
f8. Here we are. Rook f8 is a very important defensive resource. Because now bishop h7 doesn't work, of course, because the rook is
Now
protected.
position seems like almost equal. Almost equal.
And when the bishop was on f6, this idea of h4, g5 was very dangerous,
Yes,
but now the
it
bishop
was.
is on e7, and it's...
Now we have absolutely different position
Yes, I
on the
think-
board. Now c3 pawn is also hanging, by the way. Knight c3 is just a threat, because white could not capture on c3. The rook on f1 is
So now the
hanging.
king on h1 is almost forced to play king g2 to protect the rook on f1. Because let's say if we trade everything, this is it. There is
Yeah,
no
that's
way
just a
for
draw,
yes,
yeah.
there is no way for white to penetrate black's
This
position.
position will be just a draw.
Because you need to put this bishop on c8, the white bishop. I'll just put it, but how to do so? Yes.
That's just
Mission
a
impossible.
fantasy.
Yes, we are calling Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Yes, for this one.
I think even for him it will be
Impossible.
very difficult, at least.
Rook f8, very important move,
And
and
bishop e1.
bishop
yes, that's the only
e1.
move.
Okay, she doesn't want to play king g2 here. So after bishop e1, should we take on f3? Let's take rook f3.
And another rook there.
Yes, rook f3 and
She's doing
rook
that.
f8. Does she think that she's going to win this endgame?
Actually, she did not have a choice. What she can do to avoid this?
I thought king g2 was important.
Anyway, take on f3 and rook f8.
Ah, and then this is it. Yes, yes, you
And
can.
here at least b4 pawn is supported, and white can push c4 somewhere.
So bishop b1 is probably her best practical
Yeah.
chance in this position. So how should we continue? Rook f8 is not yet on the
Oh,
board.
20 seconds. It's time to do the move. And no, she did bishop g5.
But
Or
Divya,
what she did? Bishop f6 she did.
yes, bishop f6. So she thought that rook f8 offers white some chances in the endgame. Bishop f6 blocking the f file. But then bishop d2 was played, of course, with the idea of g5. h6 was played, so maybe king g2 now. And
What a tough game.
yes, this is the
It's tough
ultimate
for us
battle.
and just
yes,
imagine for them.
of course, and this is a testament for me to women's chess. We all know how tough it is and that only one player will prevail at the end, but both players deserve such praise because they are so admired in their country, supported, cherished. And of course, there are a lot of fans supporting Harika Dronavalli, a lot of fans supporting Divya Deshmukh, and this will be a heartbreaking moment for one of them.
Yeah.
But
Any result will be heartbreaking.
of course, and they're the pride of their nation, teammates.
But on the same time, any result will be a very big achievement for Indian chess.
Of course. As we know, Hampi Koneru has already qualified for the semifinals. So Hampi Koneru will face Lei Tinji, and the winner of this match will face Tan Zhongyi, another Chinese player. So what do you think? Bishop g5 is on the board, bishop e1, with the idea of playing h4. And that's what I wanted to say. This move h6 allowed white to have this square, bishop g6, yes, restricting black's king. Rook f3 is on the board, and now you cannot play rook f8 because bishop h7 wins. Divya is down to her 30
Knight
seconds.
F4.
The knight is jumping.
Okay. I can't be on time. My screen is not on time already.
Knight is jumping on every possible square, but now Harika managed to improve her pieces, her position a little bit. She played h4, and even though it might seem as a psychological, yes, achievement, because black is still doing fine, but
And the game was bishop f6.
bishop f6. Let's just show it. Yes,
No,
we have the
I'm already not
we have
there.
the live position.
We
yes,
have
on
it?
the board. Yes, yes.
Okay.
I think bishop f6.
We got it. Yes,
Yes,
we got it. Yes,
And
we are
bishop
back.
g3 was just played, improving the bishop once again. But what if black simply waits? Bishop e7. We've been there already. Rook a8. So Divya decided to
A5.
play rook a8 with the
She
idea
wants
of
to push
playing
A5.
a5. King
makes
g2.
sense.
Let's try. King g2, a5. Because you cannot stop a5 here, yes? So what should we do here? Take on a5, I suppose.
Yes.
Yes, rook a5. And the position remains very solid for black here. Harika
Harika
decided to
played
play
bishop
bishop
G6.
g6. It's another very interesting move because I think that she is going to counter this move a5 by taking on a5 and playing bishop d6.
Yes, knight e7 follows. Now bishop has to go back and then a5.
Maybe Harika wants to play h5 here, by the way. cementing this bishop on g6. She doesn't
That makes sense.
want to go back because we've been here a few times, so she needs to show progress. How about h5? And if you take on g6, h take g6.
Oh, that's very tough endgame.
And we know that Harika is a very technical player. So after h takes g6, black is having even
No, she goes back.
less squares. But okay, now they're repeating.
Bishop c2. And why not a5 here after bishop c2?
Ah, so you mean without the knight on d5?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's
going on
another
A5?
story. You know, things are happening so fast. Maybe you simply take on f5 and you continue. Yes, you take
But
on
now I
f5.
at least activate the rook.
I agree with you, but
bishop b3.
b3, yes, knight
or not?
d5.
Knight d5.
Yes, but you see, white always have a few tricks of her own. So you need to be careful. And when you open the A file, don't forget that I can route my rook f1, rook b1, and then bishop b8 if you protect the pawn on a7. Let's just show it. So a5, just in case. Bishop b takes a5, rook a5 quickly, because we have a few moves. And then with the idea of playing rook f1, if you allow me, let's say pass move, knight d5.
Not rook a3?
Rook
I wanted to play rook a2 and
Pass.
take that pawn.
Pass move, rook a7, rook b1, and bishop b8. Just to illustrate, because we already have a few moves on the board, bishop b8. That's one of the ideas.
Okay, let's take a look what's going on there. So they are repeating their
Yes,
moves.
in the live position, Divya
And king
doesn't
h2.
want to play a5 because she realizes that it could be dangerous. So she is waiting.
I think she will do a5 anyway. Now is the moment.
Yes, maybe now is the moment because the pawn on c3 is attacked.
No, bishop e7, she's waiting. Now she wants to play rook f8, also makes sense.
Maybe let's update your position once again. Yes, because I think that we are not getting moves quick enough, fast enough. Okay, this is it. King h3 is on
And
the
is it
board.
possible to play rook f8? Why not?
And
Here
rook
we are.
f8 is on the board, but I don't think that Harika will... Yes,
Yes,
she
she is giving that.
trading.
Okay, if I trade that rooks, that's the biggest achievement for
Okay,
black.
no, rook f3 has to be played.
Getting
yes.
us very close to draw.
Rook
She's
f3.
still taking the time, and she took it, and now I think the position is just equal.
Because how will
Knight
you
f4?
attack
What
this
was the
pawn
point
on
of
b7?
knight f4? Okay, I don't get knight f4.
Harika wants to play c4, d5 to make
g5 maybe here will work.
No, but I thought maybe she wants to sacrifice temporarily the pawn on d5 and then bring the king closer.
Yes, but if I keep my knight there, how are you gonna sacrifice?
I will sacrifice it anyway, so knight d5.
No,
let's-
not knight d5, g5. This is what am I saying?
Supporting the knight g5, okay.
Yes, I want to keep the knight there. Okay, if you gain the pawn on f4, like trading my knight, I will be glad to go to the opposite color
Valery,
bishop.
what happened to you? G5 is everywhere. You have to go
When I see
to
you,
the doctor, yes.
when I see you,
Doctor,
I'm
I
talking
have
about.
issues,
but
yes.
unfortunately, Divya did not play g5.
After 2 weeks of commentary, you are slowly becoming myself, yes.
Yeah, she made a huge error, by the way. Going back, knight d5 was just a very bad move.
Bishop d2 is a good move now. Yes, she wants to restrict the dark square
G5
bishop
is
even
just necessary.
more. So now Harika have a few
that's
practical
now-
chances. She can play
Yeah.
g5 and c4, bishop b4 first. And we know how difficult it is to simply wait.
Yes.
Yes, you
Now
have
it
to
was a
adapt
moment
yourself.
to act. g5 was just excellent from
But
Divya.
why not a5 and then bishop a5, by the way, attacking the pawn on c3? Divya shouldn't forget that she has a few resources of her own. Maybe now, after g5, can she play a5? A5. I
A5
think
is
it's
just
important.
necessary. Come on, A5 is
A5
necessary. After A5, the problem is over.
You need to take on A5 because then black can play A4.
And she's doing it.
A5 is on the board with 20 seconds on the clock. This is such a dramatic moment. Harika has more than 3 minutes on her clock, but she's faced with an alien move. Yes, now
Yeah.
A5 is a very precise move.
After A5, I think that's completely equal position already.
But what should you do here? Maybe bishop c2, yes, not allowing black to play a4. Yes, I think bishop c2 has to be played.
And take on b4, right?
Okay, take on b4.
Or
yeah.
maybe I have b5 move. Is it too crazy? b5?
You mean b5?
Oh my god, that's too crazy. No, with black on bishop c2.
Yes, I understand, but I was also trying to see if white can play b5, but this is too much, so bishop c2.
And b5 for black. Wow.
So you are not even taking
I
on
like it.
a5, but this would be a miracle if it works.
No,
And
she's doing king G.
could-
Harika played king g4. No, wait, what? King g4, yes. And Divya
So Divya
designed-
doesn't play a4, I think, because she thinks that she might lose this pawn, so she immediately took on b4.
Otherwise, after a4, the black's position was even slightly better, I think.
It's
so.
interesting, yes, it was an interesting try.
But with this time on the clock, it's just very difficult, impossible to calculate and evaluate the things there.
So maybe let's get a closer look at the position. Yes, let's zoom on the players and we will try to comment on this game. So Harika is shuffling her pieces around. Now she brought her king to the queen side. So king d3 was played. She wants to push b5, of course, we understand this. So she wants to play king c4 and b5.
Maybe it's time to put the black bishop on g1.
But I'm not sure even if then she will be able to overextend
10
black's
seconds,
pieces.
9.
Bishop
And she's
g3.
doing it. Oh my god, amazing. To put the bishop on that diagonal, on g1, a7, g1 diagonal, that you could not push b5. So on king c4, here will be bishop f2.
Yes, and b5,
Wow.
cb5,
Yeah, in case of b5, just capture,
and bishop
takes
d4.
That's amazing. Divya is doing her best, but too low on time.
7 seconds, 6 seconds, she needs to make a move, knight c7. We all know that 10 seconds are of course added after each move, but very often 3 or 4 seconds are simply necessary to make a move.
Let's take a look here.
King e4, Harika is trying from the other side, but now Divya can jump to b5. No, knight b5. Okay,
4
king
seconds.
e7, bringing the king closer.
How tough is to play this position in on the second? She's just waiting. She has to continue waiting. What else to do? King e7 back. But hurry up. 8 seconds.
No, I think that
6.
Harika wants to play bishop f4. She needs to protect this square. She needed to play. I think that Harika will play bishop f4 and king e5 then. You will be in Zugzwang, Valery. This was a very important Zugzwang. Harika missed this idea because king e4, bishop f4, trading the dark square bishops, and then king e5. This is the winning plan for white.
Yeah, but
Harika missed
yeah,
this.
It's not easy at all. It's quite difficult. Now Divya is in the game still.
Can we show it? Can we bring the position on the board just one last time? Because I just wanted to demonstrate that there is still one winning plan for Harika here. Let's just bring the board on our screens. Here, Valery,
So in
here it
this
was
moment,
crucial
it was
moment, bishop f4.
bishop
I
f4
think that it was
was
winning, so
winning the
bishop
game.
f4 was
Yes,
forced,
take.
then king e5, and then
And then that's it, actually. Yeah, king e5, then bishop d3, attacking
and bishop
the g6,
and
king
then queen
d6,
d6.
and so on.
And here, this was the moment where black's positions, black pieces were overextended. Like, but you need to be very precise if you want to win this game. You cannot just run around.
Actually, again, appears the same problem for Harika, converting the advantage to the winning position.
But now I think that black is fine.
Wait,
because
what's going on about b4 pawn now?
yes, bishop e1.
Sorry, is it a blunder?
Yes, I think that it was a very important move.
So that's it, Divya is a pawn up.
Harika missed her chance in this game.
Just
it was
take on
there
b4 and
only
pawn up.
once. She didn't play bishop f4, transposing it to a completely winning endgame because this knight was not able to protect everything.
Oh.
And here we are.
Here, that's it.
She only needs
bishop
to make a
a5
draw.
now. Bishop a5, just to stop king e5 with bishop c7. Just bishop a5 and black is even winning. Okay, technically maybe it's not winning, but draw is in the pocket. So bishop a5.
But I think that black is winning here.
Okay, she played king e7, also possible.
Because how are you stopping?
Oh, that's it. I think we can congratulate Divya with that amazing
King
result.
d7, no?
She was fighting like a lion, defending a very tough position. Very tough position.
And even bishop c3.
Yes, why
I
not?
thought that king d7 just in case, taking the opposition, yes. And
now in Divya's head is only to make it super safe and to do draw, actually, why not? Why not? But the position is actually winning, of course. It's winning for Divya, and what is most important, there is no risk. There is no risk. She can do whatever she likes.
b4 is on the board, and
yeah, if the king goes on c4,
yes.
then king d7, king c6, she's winning, actually.
yes, she is winning. Yes, she is winning.
Wow, that's amazing.
There is no way now for Divya
Amazing. Now
to
she
spoil
understands
this,
that she
yes.
is winning. What a blunder from Harika, huh? She was winning, and 2 moves later, she just blundered.
King goes to e6, and
It's just game over.
I don't think that in this position Divya will offer a draw because
she's not risking anything.
she's not risking anything, yes, and she will win this game. But in what a heroic defense! She found a few only moves under such pressure, and Harika missed her chance. I'm not even sure that Harika knows that, it's like late Inji. She admitted, like, if you ask me right now, I can't understand what happened in this game because, we need to analyze it and to find out
It's true.
this path to victory. But there was a path to victory.
It's right.
And now Divya is going to convert her extra pawn. Bishop d8 is on
if
the board.
I am playing with black, I will just do the draw. I will just fix it. I will put the king on c6 and just move with the bishop.
But what if king f5 here? And
You
she
have to
goes
calculate it.
Yes, but still.
Of course, definitely it's winning,
King
but
f5 is a very
it's about
strong
the
move.
choice. b3, game over.
b3,
Game over.
and
Game
that's
over.
it. Harika admits that
our congratulations.
Divya was stronger today, and a star is
Look at
born,
her,
ladies
look at
and
her,
gentlemen.
yeah.
She's about to cry. Divya Deshmukh just qualified for her first semifinals in this World Cup, and here we are. The tournament has just crossed its Rubicon with 2 Indian players. Divya Deshmukh just joined Hampi Konero, Leitinji, and Tanjungi in the semifinals. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, wait for us. We will have Charlize from the playing hall. She is ready.
I am here live with Divya, who has just beat Harika to make it to the semifinals. Divya, obviously a little emotional. Tell me how you're feeling.
Shaky. Yeah, very shaky. I think I'm happy with the way I played.
Did you expect that both games to go so well?
I don't think the last game went well, but no, not really.
Okay, well, I think the feelings question is really answered by your face and the way that you are right now. Congratulations, I know it's quite emotional. Tell me, in the first game, there was a beautiful combination that you had. At which point did you realize that this was winning for you, and how do you stay composed in these moments?
I think when I found it, I realized that it was winning. I initially found it, and then I thought that it doesn't work after king g7. But then I saw queen f4, rook e1, and then I get the rook, so it was working. And then, okay, I would have to say the preparation had a lot of role in that game. And of course, I'd like to thank my coach for that.
In preparation in the second game, we saw you once again with the headphones, the laptop, focusing, ready for the next match. Did that go your way as well in the second game?
Well, I think so. But yeah, she played quite well, and I'm just glad it's over.
You've had a few tough opponents from Inyat to Jenner, now Harika. Who would you say was the toughest so far that you faced?
Definitely Zoo.
Do you think winning that in tiebreaks also gave you confidence to come in today and win?
Yeah, definitely. When I initially went into the tournaments, I knew that I didn't want to play any tiebreaks, but well, that is not my fate. But okay, so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, both games, tiebreaks you won in the rapid, which is really nice. Obviously, it's going your way. With Harika, so you say you weren't really planning to go into the tiebreaks, but the first game, classical game, you guys drew quite quickly. Were you hoping that it would end in classical, or were you prepared to go to tiebreaks with her?
Before the first game, I wanted it to end in classical, but since I was black the next game, I was like, okay, a draw's fine. We can go into tiebreaks.
And finally, you are now going through to the semis, playing against Tan. Have you given that much thought yet, that matchup?
No. No, I just finished my game. I just want to forget everything and eat now. I haven't eaten anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
From the nerves, I assume.
Sorry?
From the
Yeah.
nerves, I assume.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, Divya, congratulations once again. Enjoy your food. And this is my last interview as well. I'll be leaving Georgia. But I wish you luck for the rest and keep playing how you're playing. And to the viewers back home, hope you can see a lot more of Divya. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Charlize. Congratulations to Divya. It was such a dramatic match, and as we could see, Divya is so emotional. I have goosebumps,
Yeah,
ladies
even
and
us,
gentlemen.
yeah.
Yes, because we know that we are in the presence of something very special, very unique. I said that this is Divya's first attempt for the semifinals, but I think that this is just her first appearance in the World Cup. And
Excellent.
ladies and gentlemen, yes, we will follow her closely, of course. So the players are not leaving Batumi because there will be the semi-final match, but of course there will be the match for the title, but also the match for the bronze medal, and the three players will make it to the candidates tournament. So much is at stake. So let's see the results and the pairings for the next round. And here we are. Lei Tingi will face Hampi Conero tomorrow, and Deshmukh has just qualified to play her semi-final match against Tan Jong-gi. There is no time to rest, Valery.
Yes,
the games
you're
start
right.
tomorrow at the same time. And by the way, Valery, Divya has impressed everyone, of course, but she was already our player of the round. So let's show the choice of our team of the player of this round. And this is Hampi Conero.
Definitely.
Hampi Conero, one of the most accomplished players in this field. She could win any tournament, of course. She's one of the most experienced players now, 38 years old. Hampi Conero, the World Rapid reigning champion. She won such a beautiful game in her first classical match against Song Yixin in the style of the old masters. I urge you to have a look at the analysis of this game by Hampi Koneru. And this is it, it's like I am out of breath. We will also take a moment, to think about everything that happened. Congratulations also, of course, to Harika Dronavalli, because she fought like a lion, but she will leave Batumi after today's match, and maybe we'll reflect, upon all of these games. This is chess. Thank you so much for watching. I'm giving you this daily rendezvous tomorrow at 3 o'clock Batumi time. I am so glad that we are sharing those moments with you. Stay tuned for more interviews, more analysis, of course, and see you tomorrow.
Bye.